After giving birth and seeing the amount of blood that came out of my body for 3 weeks straight, I don't think men should be allowed.
I think that men are told to live life and women are told to struggle through life. I think there's a very big difference, and I think it shows in society when a woman decides not to take the suffering and actually live, and everyone goes mad. Like when I used to tell people I didn't want children, outrage.
I would never think of ever putting enough trust in a man to think that he would have my back and my best interest and my child's best interest by being delusional enough to give him a child.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I don't care how men feel about women not wanting to have kids.
I don't know how to say this gently, but is motherhood still worth it? A lot of us just don't want kids anymore. I know not every woman wants to be a mom, and that's okay. Let's talk about the pressure society is putting on women to have kids, especially after 25, because moms are now speaking out with regret from unstable relationships to modern dating and the emotional trauma. And now a lot of women are choosing not to have kids. Like, I'm lost. Society, culture, even our parents told us that motherhood is the ultimate goal. That once we hit 25, it's time to settle down, pop out those babies, and give ourselves to family life. But this generation, sis, this is the Gen Z era. We are not ready for motherhood. We're not doing it just because they said we should.
Women are struggling through life whilst men are living, and I think there is a big shift. There has been a big shift, and now women are choosing to live life also, to enjoy their lives, and that's why the rate of having children has gone down. Many women aren't having as many kids as they were back in the day, and I think it's because women have decided to start living and not just struggling. And I think that a lot of men do resent you for wanting to live and not struggle, because their moms have struggled, their grandmothers have struggled. Women are supposed to struggle in their world, so when you don't want to struggle, you think you're better than people. That is where it comes from.
So my daughter graduated from kindergarten today, and I'm just filled with just joy and happiness because my baby is a grad. She's moving on to grade 1. But I just want to talk about some of the reasons why I would never do this again. I would never choose to have another child, right? Now, this is my second time around being a mom. And especially this second time around, has literally left a bad taste in my mouth. And I would never think of ever putting enough trust in a man to think that he would have my back and my best interest and my child's best interest by being delusional enough to give him a child, right? Because when you're with someone and you go into that relationship expecting for it to work out, expecting for your child to be under the same roof with both parents, right, until they're grown, and even then, and have it not work out, plus on top of that, just battling with co-parenting, battling with difficulty from your child's father, it literally has left a bad taste in my mouth. And it's so funny because you will be with a man and you think you're safe with him, and you say, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna chance it, and then when the child comes, for whatever reason, you choose to break up, but them find money for everything, them always have money for carry out them new girl, floss on them new girl, do this, do that. They don't complain when they do these things for their women. But anytime you as the child's mother need something to be done, it's always met with difficulty, it's always met with resistance, and it's just very challenging. And suddenly this man that you think, or you convinced yourself would be a great father, turns around to be literally the weapon that formed against you.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I don't care how men feel about women not wanting to have kids. And the reason I don't care is because they don't sacrifice anywhere near as much to become dads as women do to become moms. Their lives remain largely unchanged. Their bodies and their health stay the same. Most of the time, they are not giving up anything to have kids. Stay-at-home dads are rare, and most men will not do anything special for you if you have kids with them. They'll just complain about doing the bare minimum if they even do the bare minimum. Men just don't want older women telling younger women about how hard motherhood actually is. But again, if you're a man, you just do not get to weigh in on this. Unless it's to express support, your opinion carries no weight. Because even if you do nice things for the person that you have kids with, even if you make sure that they're financially taken care of, you get them a nice push present, or they like to call it, you are still not sacrificing anywhere near as much as the person that is carrying that child and birthing it.
So how are we supposed to sign up for raising a child with someone who can't even text back consistently? We're not willing to lose ourselves to prove we're complete. Now we get to choose our own path, not just the one they gave us. And honestly, there's power in that choice. There's clarity in saying, that's not for me right now. And that's okay. So if you feel torn, overwhelmed, or just unsure, you're not cold, you're not broken, you're not behind, you're awake. It's not that we hate children. It's that we've seen the real cost of motherhood. The physical toll, the mental load, the way your identity disappears under the title mom. I know this might come off strong, but let's be real. So many women raise kids alone with absent partners, no help, and no support. Now we're watching those same women say, if I had the chance, I'd choose differently. That hits different. That makes you pause. Don't want kids anymore. And it's not because we're selfish. It's because we're tired, we're aware, and we're finally allowed to say it out loud. And it's not just motherhood. It's the whole system. Relationships feel unstable. People lie, cheat, gaslight, and ghost. Marriage doesn't feel safe. Love doesn't feel like forever anymore.
I'm actually scared. I don't know if I want to be a mother anymore. Growing up, I've always wanted to be a mom. But the older I got, the more I understood the world, the worse the world got. I'm starting to change my mind. I feel like a lot of women were lied to about what motherhood really was. Growing up, we thought it was peaches and roses because a lot of women, they didn't feel a space to feel comfortable enough to say how they really feel about motherhood because they were so severely judged. But now that we have the internet, we've seen the truth. A lot of women are coming out with the truth and they're saying, no, this is not what you thought it was. Also, the older I get, I didn't know how demanding motherhood is. The kind of person I am, I need breaks. I need mental breaks. When I'm sick, I like to go in my room and lock myself in the room and close the door. And then other mothers, I hear them talking about the constant worry when they go to daycare and the constant worry when they're not in their possession. I'm already an anxious person. And it's such a beautiful thing to be a mother. I help women become mothers, and I myself don't know if I want to be one. Anyway, I had to express my feelings. Kind of makes me sad. I love children, but mentally, I don't know if I could deal with that in the capacity that it takes to be a mother. And I salute to all mothers because, oh my God, what a job.
One of the best decisions I've ever made for myself is to be child-free. And I don't care what anybody says, or if they're gonna come at me in the comments saying I'm selfish and I only care about myself. Because people have kids for very selfish reasons. People will have kids to take care of them when they're older, to prove to their parents that they could be a better parent. I literally throw up thinking about that. Literally, my own mother told me, when I told her the shit she did to me growing up, she was like, just have your own kids and do a better job. Excuse me? Just like, so disgusting. And second of all, I don't need validation from a child. That I'm a good person, that I have worth, that I have purpose, because I can find all that within myself. When you look for that from a child, you will inevitably traumatize them, put them into a role they did not ask to be in, and essentially you're making a choice on behalf of someone else that didn't get a say in it, because you wanted to have joy and bring life into the world because it is so beautiful. What about all the other lives that already exist, the billions of them? But it has to come from you though, right? It has to be your own because you're fulfilling a reason within yourself. Anyways, on top of that, I spent a huge chunk, all my fucking childhood, being a therapist for my mom, for people around me, constantly, literally abandoning myself because I had to make other people happy. And I'm like, dude, I am not putting off my life anymore. Like, I am not going to be living for someone else. I'm going to be living for myself, and I'm going to be living for the people that are already here and existing in the world that I love, that are my soul family. Like, those are the people that matter to me. I don't need to bring another person in here to be like, I don't have friends, so let me have a fucking kid because they'll love me unconditionally. No. Literally one of the best decisions I could ever make. Literally one of the best decisions I could ever make. I am so happy with my decision every single day. When I have disposable income, I could do whatever the fuck I want. And I could just be free and explore life. And if I want to hang around kids, I will literally go hang around my friends that have kids. Or my family members that have kids. I'm like, yeah, bro, like, let me take your kid for like a couple hours and let me give it back to you. But it's such a beautiful life. It's so awesome. And for anybody that tells you like, you're gonna regret it, it's like, I'm not regretting it right now. I'm not gonna regret it later, because I'm not gonna make someone else my guarantee as to why I need someone like to take care of me when I'm older. I'm gonna figure all that shit out on my own and not put that onto a brand new person that I decided to bring here because I wanted to.
So I'm a content creator, and a few weeks ago my video on being child-free and single went viral, mostly because it was me on a plane in business class toasting with my friend and just enjoying just life and the fact that I have no responsibilities. Anyway, recently it's been posted onto different Instagram pages, and I found that a lot of the comments have been basically aimed towards saying things like I'm bragging, that if I'm so happy being child-free in this season, then why do I feel the need to post about it? And number 3, a lot of people are just saying that I'll be childless, lonely, and die alone. Now, I wanted to talk about, number 1, this whole bragging thing. Let's actually look at what bragging means. Okay, so to talk boastfully, to assert boastfully, and let's look at the examples, because that's where the real kicker is. Always bragging about his success, bragged that she was the fastest runner on her team. Oh, I think that bragging thing is very much a telltale sign that I'm living something and I'm experiencing something that they kind of want and don't have. And aside from the capitalism and the luxury aspect, I mean, I work very hard for my job. I've been in this industry for 10 years. But aside from that, if you look at the examples of bragging about your success and bragging about being the fastest runner on the team, those are things that people covet, that people want, and certain people don't have. And I think a lot of this child-free discussion, when it comes to, oh, you're bragging, is inferring that you want something that some child-free people do have. Number 2, I really wanted to talk about this whole thing of like, oh, silent happiness. And if you're so content being child-free and single, why do you need to feel the need to boast about it? Which completely ignores the fact that when people get engaged, they post their engagement pictures. When they're getting ready for the wedding, they post that they're looking for their wedding dress. They also post the rehearsal dinner. They post the wedding and the outfits, the reception dress. They post their beauty routine. They post the makeup. They post the bridesmaids on their bachelorette trips. They post the stag do's. So we can celebrate all of these things, not to talk of people posting their children's birthdays, their children's first days of school, their children's first steps, their children's first words, children's first holiday. They can post all of these nuggets and moments of happiness, but when single people and child-free people do it, it's kind of like, be quiet.